In this video, we are going to learn how to use group policy to enable remote desktop connection. So if you are working in a company, definitely you don't want to enable remote desktop connection individually on all your Windows client operating system. So if I go to my Windows 11 device and I go to my start menu, settings, and in settings, let's just wait for the settings to get started. So I go to system, and here when I scroll down, you can see we have the remote desktop connection. You can see by default, this is turned off. So we can actually turn it on manually, but we don't want to do this manually for all devices. So the best way is to use group policy from your domain controller, or you can also use Microsoft Intune. But in this video, I'm going to show you how to use group policy. So let's go back again to our domain controller and then go to tools, and I'm going to start group policy management. Here we have our group policy management, and we have our I created this. Let me just go to Active Directory users and computers. You can see in Active Directory users and computers, I created KELV Global ICT organizational unit, and here you can see we have computers and we have clients. So I want to actually enable the LDP for all my client devices in my organization. So this is how you are going to do it. So if I go back again to my group policy, and here we have our KELV Global ICT, and here you can see we have our computers, our client. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to right click and then create a GPO and then enable it for this organizational unit. I'm going to do LDP connection. Let me just click OK, and then I'm going to right click and then click edit. In edit, we are going to go to policies, administrative templates, Windows components, and I'm going to expand this, and here I'm going to expand this as well. So I'm going to look for remote desktop connection. Here we go, and then look for remote desktop session host. So just click on it and then connection. Here you see it says allow users to connect remotely by using remote desktop connection. Click on it, and I'm going to say enabled. Sometimes you can just leave a comment. Configured by Kelvin Johnson. So when I create group policy, I always try to leave a comment, because then the next system administrator knows who creates that policy. So I'm going to click OK, and you can see there's a comment. It has been enabled. So now I'll be going back again to my device. You can see at this moment it's being configured. So let me just try to go to my. So the best thing is actually it takes about 90 minutes for this policy to take effect on your client operating system. We can also use the GP update first to force this policy. Oh, GP update, I made a mistake there, and then force the policy from our device. You can see the policy just takes immediate effect. You can see it says some settings are managed by your organization. And what happens is this. You can see it seems as if that policy, this remote desktop connection, is turned off, but it is actually not turned off. It is turned on. So, and again, you can see that it says some settings are managed. So no one can actually put it on or off. But the tricky part is this. If I go to my domain controller and I start remote desktop connection, and I try to connect to this device, let's see what happens. From the remote desktop connection, you can see automatically it's asking me to enter my password, and I'm going to enter my password. Just click OK. And you can see it's trying to secure a remote connection to my Windows client operating system. And now actually, the disadvantage of using remote desktop connection is if someone is logged onto that device, the person will be disconnected. So let's just wait for the connection to take effect. You can see it's trying to connect. I'm going to say yes, and someone else is signing. I want to connect, and here I'll be requested to just click OK or deny the connection. And you can see I'm signing out and the person is signing in. So this is how you actually enable remote desktop connection using group policy management from your domain controller. And all your client operating system in that organization will have their remote desktop connection enabled by default, and no user can change it. Thank you very much for taking your time to watch this video. My name is Kelvin Johnson, and please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel for more IT videos. And if you have any question, please don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section of this video, and I'll reply to you within 24 hours.